clinical language arts teacher, author of the YA series, the Lucia Chronicles, and the Elementals. This is a YA book review, mainly of Unravel Me by Tahereh and Mafi, but I was also going to include Unite Me, which is two novellas. One is Destroy Me, which is from Warner's perspective and is read in between books 1 and 2, and then Fracture Me is Adam's perspective and is read in between books 2 and 3. So Destroy Me provides insight into a scene with Warner, and it really kind of sealed the deal for me in terms of my opinion of Warner. It really showed his humanness and his youth, considering he's only 19, even though he's grown up in like a totalitarian or dictatorship regime. And it really shows what kind of person his father is. And then the scene ends up being in Unravel Me from Juliette's perspective. So Fracture Me is from Adam's perspective, and it shows what happens during the events at the end of Unravel Me, and it's significantly shorter than Destroy Me. Destroy Me was maybe like 100 pages. I'd say Fracture Me maybe was like 50 or so. And I gave both stories like 4 stars. They were just quick, easy reads. Fracture Me really showed to me how Adam views Juliette as like incapable and someone he needs to protect, which is going to lead me to, so there was this book, and so this is just the novellas that were like for Kindle or something put into book form. It's got an excerpt from Juliette's diary or journal, but really it's just all the different pieces throughout the books that are italicized put into a group of pages. So I kind of, like, I skimmed it to see if I'd missed any, and then the ones I missed, I actually started Ignite Me, and they ended up being in Ignite Me. So to talk about Adam a little bit, in Unravel Me, Juliette's at Omega Point now, along with Adam and Kenji and James, and she is very disheartened trying to figure out like what exactly her abilities can do, what all does her ability entail. She's kind of, which I guess if you were locked up in an insane asylum for however many years and told all these things about yourself, she's really struggling with her identity. But at times she's kind of self-absorbed and very hyper-focused on her relationship with Adam. And Kenji totally calls her out on this at one point and is basically like, girl, you need to stop wallowing in your self-pity. Like, there are bigger problems in the world. And I think that's so true in terms of we need to, sometimes our perspective is so micro that we're not looking at the macro. And I think that's a good lesson to learn. And I don't know if that's, you know, being older and reading this book, I don't know if that message is necessarily lost on a younger audience or not, but it's a really good lesson to learn. Furthermore, I feel like Adam, like, especially after reading Fracture Me, like, his and Juliette's relationship, in my opinion, like, isn't healthy because they both seem so obsessed with each other, and I understand, like, that passion, but it's almost like, if it's bringing you down and if more harm than good is coming from it, then it's probably not good for you. And I think that's really going to play into Ignite Me. I don't know how yet, but I just have a feeling after reading Fracture Me that that's going to be an issue. Juliette's kind of whiny in this, but like I said, I can forgive that because I understand she's going through this big transformation. Anderson, who is the Supreme Commander of the Reestablishment, is introduced in this book. There were scenes that totally made my heart race, and I found like I had to read the last 300 pages yesterday because I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then even though I read Fracture Me and started Ignite Me, I was still thinking about the story like as I was trying to fall asleep. So hopefully I'll read a good portion of Ignite Me today, because this book, you know, like, I just need to know what happens, and I really want to know what happens with Warner, because like I said, reading Destroy Me, and that's what he tells Juliette in this book, is that she completely destroys him. And there are just so many things to learn about Warner, like so many petals to pull away. And you realize that a lot of things he does aren't what they seem, and you learn that right away in the first few chapters of Ignite Me too. And he just seems so complex, and that's so true. Like, we're not one-dimensional, you know, beings. And he's very, you know, his love for Juliette is very, like, it's not all-consuming. I mean, it is, but in, like, a good way. He's not like Adam, who acts all, like, mopey and, like, he doesn't know what to, like, I feel like if you're in a relationship and you're relying on each other for your happiness, then that's a problem, because other people can't make you happy. And I kind of feel like that's where Adam and Juliette are, and I feel like Warner can offer her something different. There were two major plot twists in this, both involving Warner, actually, and I actually predicted both of them. I don't know how, I guess just, you know, little details that were set forth in Shatter Me and at the beginning of Unravel Me kind of made it predictable, but I was okay with that because it didn't detract from the story, because I was hoping those things were true, kind of. So Unravel Me is very fast-paced. Juliette's a little mopey, woe is me, wallowing in self-pity. So if you can get past that, knowing that it's something she needs to go through to get to book 3 and whatever changes she's going to go through in Ignite Me, then I think that I think it's okay. So I gave this book 4, I think 4 or 4.5 stars, I can't remember now. Totally in love with Warner. Just after watching Adam and Juliette's relationship play out and how unhealthily reliant they are on each other, and then after reading Fracture Me and seeing how Adam views their relationship and how he has to, you know, he kind of thinks her incapable and thinks he has to, like, protect her and save her, and she can't do this. And I mean, if someone's not gonna, first of all, you have to believe in yourself, because if you're not gonna believe in you, who is? But to have someone who's planting those seeds constantly, like, that's not in your best interest. Like I said, I feel like they were too unhealthily reliant on each other, and I don't know, I have a prediction about what's going to end up happening to Adam. I have a feeling in Ignite Me there's going to be kind of some kind of face-off a little bit between Adam and Warner, and possibly with Anderson. And there's another female who's been at Omega Point, but she wasn't really mentioned much, and she's mentioned a little bit more in Fracture Me, and I'm kind of wondering if she's going to play into Adam's life in some way, or if it was just someone showing him and his brother kindness in Fracture Me because of everything that happened during one of the battle scenes in Unravel Me, which, like I said, is told from Adam's perspective. So this series is kind of mind-boggling to me. I kind of feel like I need to read it and I need to know what happens. So that is a YA book review of Unravel Me, and hopefully you found that mostly spoiler-free. I try to avoid spoilers for the most part as best I can, as long as you read the previous books. So that is Unravel Me, and this is Unite Me, which is the novellas Destroy Me and Fracture Me. In the meanwhile, happy reading and happy writing.